The NBA Rookie Survey offers speculative insight in terms of every rookie in the NBA coming into the new season to vote on a few different categories in terms of best shooter, best defender, who's going to have the best career, rookie of the year, and favorite player. Well, Kevin Durant is still the NBA rookie's favorite player for a third year running, overwhelmingly so. Steph Curry actually nowhere to be found on that list. Interesting headlines, controversy. But that's not what we're here to talk about, because Ben Simmons is not all that favored by his colleagues. I guess if they're all rookies together, they're colleagues. They work together, same company, the National Basketball Association. Francis, when asked who's going to have the best career, the survey came in as follows. This is B number 5. Brandon Ingram of the LA Lakers, Kris Dunn at number 2, Buddy Hield and Dragan Bender. Ben Simmons, 6.7%, down tied with Jaylen Brown, Bender, Murray. And if we actually skip to number 8 before we get into playmaker and favorite player, who's going to be rookie of the year? Nowhere to be found again. I shouldn't say nowhere to be found. Kris Dunn, 29% towards Kris Dunn, which I found such an interesting one considering Kris Dunn is not even your starting point guard in Minnesota as long as Ricky Rubio's healthy. And others receiving votes down there. Shout out, Scala Bissier. Sacramento.
What's kind of funny about this is that usually a go-to argument would be, all right, Ben Simmons is on the 76ers, they're not the best team, they don't have any sense of optimism going forward, so why would you expect their first-round draft pick to come in, set the league alight, be the rookie of the year? But last season, Jahlil Okafor went to the 76ers, got the majority of the vote. People expected it. So I am a little bit surprised considering.
Dare they disrespect Karl Anthony Towns?
Well, maybe they're scared of Okafor because they know that if you meet him on a night out, you may get a hard haymaker.
All right, but best playmaker, which a little bit contradictory, hypocritical of the NBA rookies, believe Ben Simmons is one of the best playmakers in the game.
Interesting.
Denzel Valentine, Kay Fielder, a lot of guys on that list. And lastly, the favorite player. I found this to be the most interesting of the NBA rookie survey. It's not even close. Even with KD going to the Warriors, they still love Kevin Durant. They love Carmelo Anthony. They love LeBron James. They love Kobe. He doesn't even play anymore. Kevin Garnett. Steph Curry's not on the list. Not on the list. First of all, where's JaVale McGee? Where's Jamal Crawford? The actual
Was Isaiah Thomas on that as well? I feel like he would be like a people's champion as well. I'm trying to bring my mind to the point where I can clearly just come up with that. It's clear, like Kevin Durant, I understand Kevin Durant is always going to be a favoured player. If there was ever a year for his percentage to take a slight dip, this would be the year. He's going to Golden State Warriors, moving to the enemy in order to win that gold. And I think that there's a certain level of respect for a player and the way that he plays the game that no matter what he does, it's never going to be masked by that.
Well, do you know who echoed this? When they asked Kyrie Irving who his favorite teammate was, which is such an unfair question, at the Olympics this year, he said it was undoubtedly getting to play, work, and be alongside Kevin Durant. Wow. So whether you love or hate Kevin Durant for his decision to go to the Warriors, he seems to be the most liked player in the league by a pretty wide margin. Oh. Now, my favorite thing, that's great, he's a liked player. Still took the easy way out.
Still changing the name of his town. To Westbrook,
Oklahoma.
I think there's something to be said, Jason, about the power of a man who loves his mum. When you love your mum and you dedicate a full MVP speech to the real MVP that is your mother, you're always going to be liked.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
What I find, though, the most interesting is it doesn't seem like the NBA rookies are all in favor of Ben Simmons, which is which is another sentiment echoed for the second time I'm using the same phrase in the same clip. By other trainers occasionally, is that Ben Simmons might not be the easiest person to work with. Slightly speculative. I'm calling myself out on that for a very important reason. It's just that if the rookies are saying a lot of these things towards best career, rookie of the year, maybe they don't believe in his game, or maybe his work ethic had to do something at LSU. They didn't make the tournament. He wasn't in the spotlight when there was no NCAA tournament for LSU last year. So all those things considered, I think it would have been flipped on its head if LSU was just in the national basketball team.
Yeah, it's a fair point. We've got a bigger sample size to understand. We obviously we want to take the summer league as some inclination as to why. Brandon Ingram's a pretty fair shout. He's coming into a team that looks to rebuild, that have new young players that are going to be exciting to watch. D'Angelo Russell improving will only help Brandon Ingram improve further. So I think it's a key component. The 76ers, this is where you can take into consideration the fact that collectively no one's really that optimistic about them turning around this season.
Hey, Joel Embiid,
Yeah,
finally getting back on the court.
Maybe.
Blocking kids in camp, hitting threes, hitting the mid-range, working the block, dunking on people. Still the best NBA player on Twitter, especially when he photoshops Rihanna into the dates he goes on. He's like, wow, thanks, Riri, for the date. It was great seeing you last night. And it's just him and a really badly photoshopped Rihanna at his dinner table.
It's awesome, but I got to give credit to you as well because, I mean, according to the recent percentages, people are in favor of Kris Dunn, who you've largely vocalized to be the standout Rookie of the Year.
I encourage anybody, and if I can find the article, I will put it in the description box, which I probably won't, if we're being honest. But there's a couple articles that have surfaced, mostly from the Providence Journal, because he played at Providence College. Read his story and tell me you're not rooting for this guy. It's phenomenal. It's for another clip altogether, if we ever have the time for it. Kris Dunn is someone you want to succeed. Mm-hmm. You do. The man is as hardworking as they come, and I think is one of the best defensive rookies in the league, and he's got an NBA-ready body, and let's see what he can do. That's the biggest part. Let's see what he can do. Comment below. What do you think of Ben Simmons? Is Ben Simmons not liked already without even playing 1 minute of NBA regular season basketball? Or are the 76ers, just like the internet, going to go 82-0? At Francis_Maxwell, at JasonRoom91. Everything else is in the description box, and we'll see you next time.